the truck driver shortage. Our next guest is introducing legislation that would allow 18-year-old truck drivers to cross state lines. Right now, you have to be 21. California Congressman Duncan Hunter is with us. So, there is a truck driver shortage, and you're going to solve it by letting 18-year-olds drive 18-wheelers, right?
I'm gonna help. It's pretty simple, actually, Stuart. Right now, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and 20-year-olds can drive big rigs. They can drive commercial trucks, but they can't cross a state line. So let me give you an example. Right now, by federal statute, you can drive from San Diego to Sacramento, California, 500 miles. You can do that as an 18 or 19-year-old who's gotten their commercial driver's license, but you can't drive 50 miles from San Diego to Arizona. So that's what this does. It's a pretty simple thing. We had a truck driver shortage of 50,000 truck drivers last year. This affects everything from petroleum to building supplies to food to clothing to everything. Everything's delivered by truck, and that's what this affects.
I think that part of the shortage, part of the problem is it's very hard to find older people in their 30s and 40s, for example, with a clean license.
And people that want to drive all the time, too.
Yeah, but an 18-year-old, you're going to get a lot of very clean licenses, so that opens up a big supply, doesn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely does. But you also find people in their 30s and 40s have families, they have kids, they want to settle down more, they don't want to drive as much, and you find, just like when I joined the Marine Corps young, my brother joined the Army young, people do things young with their bodies that they're not able to do when they're 40. One of those things is getting out, seeing the countryside, and driving a truck.
Yeah, just wait till you're 60 or 70. Okay, who's opposing this?
The only folks opposing it right now are the independent truck drivers. They say it's not as safe. And I have stats for them. We have about 5 years of data where 16 to 20-year-olds were less likely to be in accidents than their 21 to 24-year-old counterparts. I mean, and that's males. So it does not increase the number of accidents to have younger people driving. In fact, it teaches younger people how to drive better from the very beginning. And they have to go through 400 more hours of trial and tribulation. Even after they get their commercial driver's license, they can drive in California, for instance. They have to go through 400 more hours before they can cross over into Arizona. Now, so I think this is a good, safe way to do it, and it's going to help out. It's going to make our prices for everything either drop or stay consistent and not go up because of a driver shortage.
Is this a standalone bill that will be voted up or down? It is?
This is a standalone bill, yes.
And if it's passed, it goes to the Senate?
It would go to the Senate.
So you got a pretty good chance of getting this done?
Yeah, we have a good chance of getting it done. It all depends what the Senate does, and lately they've not been doing much. So hopefully we'll cross our fingers and they'll do something on this.
Oh, you House and Senate guys, you're always at each other's throats. Okay, Duncan Hunter, great idea, and thanks so much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.